Hello everyone, the December review here, back again with the final AJLT recap. As always, spoilers are ahead, so make sure to check out the show streaming exclusively on HBO Max.
Sweet sun, send me the moon, empty the skies out, bringing me one step closer to you. Send it soon, and I will breathe in, breathe out, till you come in and out of you. Of you.
Alrighty, so here we are with Season 3, Episode 12, the last episode. It's been 27 years since the Sex and the City franchise began its historic journey, and it all seemingly comes to a close with this last 30-minute adventure. There has been plenty of speculation as to why this ended being the close of the series. Officially, series showrunner and franchise star Michael Patrick King has said that while he was writing the season, it just felt like the logical conclusion to the story. In the past few weeks since that announcement, there's been a bunch of substantiated reports and rumors from HBO pulling the plug, that there's talks of a spin-off, even a reboot with an all-new cast in an all-new city. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to leave that there. The reality is this is the final, and just like that, whatever the future holds remains to be seen. I'm fairly certain we haven't seen the last of Carrie Bradshaw. We've just closed the book on this chapter. And as sad as it makes me that the show is coming to a close, I quite enjoyed this final episode. It was understated, not really trying to be a grand finale as if there was some big storyline to conclude. Instead, it was literally Thanksgiving and all of the joy, despair, and frantic pacing that that particular holiday can bring. And there's a poetic undertone to it all in some ways. The dialogue feels a little bit smoother, which is matched by the delivery from its characters. Take, for instance, the scene where Carrie, Seema, Lisa, and Charlotte all attend a bridal fashion show. The scene breaks down into two conversations. The first between Carrie and Seema, where we just found out that Adam doesn't believe in marriage. Seema is a bit thrown by this and asks Carrie why she got married to Big. Her response was quite nice, saying it meant that she was chosen. Seema almost cries, and the talk of fairy tale expectations gives way to Lisa asking Charlotte if marriage is just about them catering to others. And it all plays out under the backdrop of wedding music and grand gowns. Or when Charlotte stops by Miranda's to drop off her stuffing, then has to get back home. She's greeted by Carrie, who is a little perplexed by Charlotte's unannounced invite of Mark Sabian in an obvious attempt to match them together. There's a quickness to the dialogue in these certain moments. Not that the words are spoken fast, but rather in step with each other. Feels like there's a little glimmer in each of these scenes. The episode titled Party of One opens up with Carrie stopping by a new restaurant for the first time by herself. It's a fancy new place with robot servers and tablet menu ordering. And to Carrie's shock, it also features a giant stuffed person who sits with anyone who stops in by themselves. It's the second interesting opener in a row. Last week featured Carrie ordering the Thanksgiving pies in an uncomfortable New York scene. And here it's lunch with a side of shame. These types of show openers really stand out and make for a great way to start an episode. The bulk of this final chapter features Thanksgiving at Miranda's place. Only trouble is no one is going over to Miranda's place as the guest list keeps dwindling down. There's Miranda, Carrie, Brady, Mark, and Mia, who has brought with her two friends, Silvio and Epcot. And of course, it's mostly a disaster. Miranda has to leave for a while to meet with Joy. Brady has to leave to get more food for the unannounced guests, who happen to be making the get-together, well, interesting. And Carrie is trying to circumvent Mark while they look after the turkey. It's all a bit National Lampoon, and it's what could go wrong, does go wrong setup. If Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo stopped by, they wouldn't seem out of place. Meanwhile, Charlotte and Harry have their at-home family holiday that Harry requested. He also seems to be fully over any setbacks from his cancer treatment through the season. And there's a reassuring moment for Charlotte when Rock mentions that she will be many different people over the years. For Lisa Todd, who has been chasing Michelle Obama all season for her documentary, turns out she most likely will be able to narrate the film. Marion says they should celebrate over dinner or a drink, and Lisa tells them that they need to stay focused on the film. She also has a nice heart-to-heart with Herbert, who is still reeling a bit from the comptroller loss, but has turned the corner a bit and vows that he will be okay. Steve is here again as he has lunch with Miranda and has calmed down mostly from last week's tirade and is planning on reaching out to Brady. I always appreciate when the pair are on screen together. They have had so many ups and downs over the years. Steve was always someone to root for. May not have ended with them together, but together they are in a good place. One where they will continue to walk together into grandparent territory.
Mine is. How can you stop the rain from falling down?
Seema had that marriage isn't for me talk with Adam, which prompted Carrie to speak with him to see what his intentions were. The couple had their Thanksgiving meal with Adam's family. For Anthony, he has his talk with Giuseppe about his concerns over his proposal. Giuseppe assures Anthony of his good intentions before smashing a pie into his face, and they all laughed. Speaking of those Thanksgiving pies, there's a great scene with Carrie running around the city, dropping one off to everyone who won't be attending before finally landing at Miranda's. As the episode winds down and after a rather unfortunate situation in Miranda's bathroom, there seems to be a disproportionate amount of bathroom scenes this week. The chaos of the day was behind everyone, and we can fall into the show's final scene, which features Carrie going back home. She puts in the key, opens the door, turns off the alarm, keeps her shoes on, and looks around. Will there be a knock at the door? Would it be Duncan? How about Samantha? A shock return of Aiden? Maybe it's Mark. No, there will be none of that in this chapter. It was never really about that for Carrie this time around. Not since the end of the first episode in Season 1. From that moment, everything changed.
You know that I'd be with you if I could. I'll come around to see you once in a while. Or if I ever need a reason to smile.
Instead, Carrie walks up to that karaoke machine and brings up Barry White. She dances around the apartment as we montage through our entire cast, tying up as many loose ends as we can and puts a nice happy bow around this story. Carrie deletes the epilogue she wrote last week and writes a new one where the character isn't alone, but on her own. We fade in the original SATC theme song to close it all out, and that is the final curtain call of Carrie Bradshaw.
Well, that's it for my very first podcast. I'll get better. So till next time, I'm Carrie Bradshaw, and this is Sex and the City.
AJLT was never going to be perfect for everyone. It really started out as the third SATC film that eventually turned into the series, which originally was supposed to be for just one season. In many ways, the fact that we got 2 more is a blessing. So this 3-decade journey is over for now. Again, I imagine we will see this picked up eventually down the line. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has stopped by this channel over the past few years regarding this series. I know the series has generated mostly negative vibes overall, but my intentions were to always bring a recap to the mix along with some of my personal thoughts about it. I've always been a fan and cheering for the series to do well. I've enjoyed making these videos and plan to continue to do so in new ways. Trying to get a recap out each week quickly doesn't really allow me enough time to really dig into each development as much as I could with more time to reflect. Things often get overlooked and mistakes were certainly made, so I plan on heading back into the entire series with retro reviews where we can take a deeper dive into some of the more pivotal moments in the franchise over the years. I'd also once again like to give a big thank you to the Sex and the City Archives YouTube channel for being such an ally during this 4-year run. I appreciate everything that they have done and has helped out this small channel I call the December Review tremendously. So it all started as a column about the dating life in Manhattan, and it has ended as a novel through the lens of a widowed traveler. The Carrie Bradshaw, Miranda Hobbs, and Charlotte York Goldenblatt journey has been completed. There is a loss knowing that we can't gear up for another season, but I expect I will come back to this final episode for repeated viewings. In many ways, the central theme of the entire series was letting go. It's popped up a bunch in this season, and looking back, it made its way through the entire run. In season 2, we had the Last Supper at Carrie's apartment, and letting go was the theme of the evening as they all went around the table looking at things to let go. From Big, Natasha, and Aiden, Steve, alcohol, and apartments. What seemed to matter most was moving on.
Assuming things will go the way we think they should, for whatever reason, because you never know what tomorrow will bring. And it might be greater than anything you ever expected.
There was a very nice and subtle finality to it all, and I appreciate it going out on a happy note. We leave everyone in a good place, or at least with an exceptional support system that will continue to bring out the best in these friends through the continued chaos that life brings with it. It may not have been perfect, but what really is? At the end of the day, it's what makes you happy that's most important. For 3 decades, through all the ups and downs, all the burgers and trays, it was always about the friendships of these Manhattan streets. Thank you for sharing this portion of the journey with me.
I might have spent 6 months lying on my living room floor. I might have been sick then, well then sick some more. I might be prouder of me than I ever have been. I've been learning about letting go, how to do it without my claws scratching the surfaces. I've been learning about wasting time and closing some doors, hoping to open more down the line. I knew from miles away that I would detonate. I tried some magic tricks to skip my fate, and then gave up the ball as a defender. The trick was simply to surrender. I've been learning about letting go, how to do it without my claws scratching the surfaces. I've been learning about wasting time and closing some doors, hoping to open more down the line. It's okay, make mistakes, make mistakes. It's okay, make mistakes, make mistakes. It's okay,